Hey everybody, WildIndiana.com publisher Brent Wheat at the 2016 Ford Indianapolis Boat Sport and Travel Show. Today we're going to talk to Glen Blackwood about sporting collectibles.
We own the Great Lakes Fly Fishing Company in Rockford, Michigan, which is a unique fly shop in the Midwest where we have commodity products like Sage, Rio, Sims, Winston, Scott, but we also have a large collection of sporting literature, used tackle, collectible bamboo rods such as Dickerson's, Young's, Bogdan's, and over 4,000 fly fishing and wing shooting books.
So what is it about old books, outdoor books, that intrigue you so much?
Well, it started with my grandparents and parents when I was a little kid. They started buying me first edition hunting and fishing books. And it allowed me to travel through pages. So, you know, I was with Rourke in the Northern Frontier District of Kenya. I was with Corbett in man-eating tigers. You know, I was able to travel the world and fly fish with Schwiebert in A Death of a River Keeper. And what's so great about sporting books is, here's Tom Carney's new book that just came out this week, which is all of current wing shooting stories in Michigan, the Dakotas, Montana chasing grouse and woodcock, huns and sharptails. So whether you're an angler or a shooter, you know, the dead of the winter, yeah, it's wonderful, kind of warm here in Indianapolis today, but back where I'm from, you know, it was -2 when I let dogs out the other day, and sitting in front of a fire with a good book and allowing you to travel to places you may have been to before or re-experience again is just something that we enjoy. And, you know, fortunately we like sharing the wealth and our knowledge of sporting literature with clients.
So what's your favorite type of collectible? You like fly rods, or all of it, or what's your
Well,
favorite?
certainly I'm a book person. I like books. I like the heft of books. I like the stories that they tell, the illustrations that are in them. So if you talk about collectibles, you know, I'm a book person first and foremost. I certainly like and fish a lot of wood rods. I like good bamboo rods. But after that, I think, you know, I gravitate towards sporting art. You know, we've got a really nice Roland Young piece that's a watercolorist from Scotland. We've got some dog head studies, but I like sporting art as well. You know, it tells another story in its own. And, you know, I'm long-winded. I guess I'm just a storyteller at heart. So I like the romance and the stories of that.
Yeah. So of all those pieces you've got in the shop, either memorabilia or books or whatever, what's your favorite single one you've got right now? Or maybe your favorite keepsake of all time?
Geez. The favorite one I have right now. There was a gentleman by the name of Edmund Davis who wrote 2 very interesting sporting books. He wrote Salmon Fishing on the Grand Cascapeda, and he wrote a book called Woodcock Shooting. He privately published these books. He traveled the world back at the turn of the last century, the early 1900s, and found the best leather in Morocco, the best paper he could find in China. He got the best printing in Germany, best ink out of India. And he put this book together, and he only printed 100 copies of it, of which he gave to his friends. The book was never sold on the market. And we're fortunate that in our collection, we have one of the original 100 Edmund Davis woodcock shooting books. It's truly a wonderful piece of sporting books. It's an interesting read. It's probably not my favorite read, but it's a unique one of a kind. If you ask me my favorite fly fishing story, I would say The Intruder, which is in a book called Trout Madness by Robert Traver. And if you ask me my favorite wing shooting story, I would say the story Jing by John Tainer Foote, which was in an original Dairy Dale, which is an epic story about a trial dog. But those 3 are pretty special.
Yeah. So who would be your favorite author?
John Tainer Foote. I think John Tainer Foote, by and large, his sporting stories are wonderful, whether it's you know, fly fishing or wing shooting. He wrote the first screenplay for the movie Zorro, so he's a quite accomplished writer. But both his dogs and fly fishing stories, The Wedding Gift, Fatal Gesture, are wonderful, wonderful reads. And again, you know, Tenderfoot was writing in 1910 to about 1925, 1930. If anybody ever has questions about, you know, old rods, old reels, old books, you know, get in contact with us. You know, we're glad to talk to people and give them an idea of what they have. You know, Grandpa probably had some pretty cool things, and they're just not old books. You know, some people treasure them, and they may not have a lot of value, but by and large, you know, if you're trying to tell whether a John Tenderfoot book is a first edition or first printing or a fifth one, we can help you out over the phone. So get in contact with us, whether it's via the phone or on the internet.
And how do they reach you by phone or internet?
You can reach us at 800-303-0567, or, you know, Glenn at Troutmoor, TROUTMOOR.net. Can reach us on an email, and we'd be glad to talk to you about these things.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
It was great talking to Glenn about sporting collectibles and old sporting books. For WildIndiana.com, I'm Brent Wheat.